Forever. Dog.
For me, part of my connection to ambition is my relationship with my father. And it's not some endless thing. It's a celebration of the part of him that I have inside of me. So that's a really special object that I have.
That was really sweet.
Don't know how you're gonna top that, you piece of
Yeah, that's well.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
All right.
We can talk again.
It's really hard to look at you guys and not say anything.
Really hard, especially when your hair is so big.
Shut up. I look like a Smurfette right now. I literally feel like it looks like somebody put a Lego wig on my head.
Yes.
Like,
That's exactly what it looks like.
It's kind of giving middle-aged mom.
Yeah, like you need to be blonde. Yeah, it needs to be
if you were
blonde.
blonde,
I
you'd
don't need to be blonde.
Killing it in the sort of elder
my God, wait,
millennial Gen X Ohio dating scene.
Let's see a flip or two. Can we get like a to one side and then to the other?
I think you're gonna see
like
a lot
hand
of
through the hair.
smushing, actually.
No smushing. Can we get a
Put on
like
a hat, dude.
I just want to see a flip. Look at that. Look at those locks.
I'd put on a hat. Do you have a hat?
No, I don't have a hat.
Fulton.
Actually, well, I do have a hat next to me, but it's a hat I wore for football yesterday, and it's sweaty, and the reason my hair is like this is because I showered, so it's not worth it to be dirty again.
You don't want to reintroduce
What are you doing
the
after
sweat.
you shower? With your hair?
Oh, I
Going
went
to sleep.
Well, I had to shower at night last night, so that's why it's poofy today. Because
What do you
usually I shower
usually
in the
do to
middle
keep
of the
from
day.
poofing?
I don't sleep on wet hair.
That's it. That's all you have to do.
Yeah.
I guess gravity, right? Like if she's upright, the gravity pulls on the roots.
Pretty much.
I wish I had that problem.
I'm not getting this kind of volume normally. And maybe if I woke up earlier, then I would have had time to settle.
You sound like a guy who can't get hard. I don't usually struggle with this. This usually isn't
this
a problem
doesn't usually
for
happen
me.
to me. This is the first time this ever happened to me. It is an insane amount of volume. It's really something.
Yeah, I mean...
I don't know if you guys can hear bugs, but the scream training is not going well.
Yeah, we can always hear
Yeah. You're also in a new space. That doesn't look like... Is that your studio? Is that your office?
It's my office. I was here the past couple of weeks.
Oh, that's
already,
huge.
But
can you just let me check? Be like, notice something.
That's great. I'm. You know what it is? I'm like preempting the beep boop. Listen, I'm trying to protect you because if we didn't acknowledge it, everyone in the comments is gonna say, she's been there for weeks.
Oh, she got
I
ahead
didn't.
of it.
I don't
She
think I
did
was
you a
at the
favor.
last recording because I think our schedules got messed up.
Yes, you were because you kept saying you had updates, and then we decided to wait until this week, which I haven't stopped
Well,
thinking
maybe
about.
your frame was different, or maybe
It
there were
wasn't
boxes
because I
from
literally
moving.
said I moved. I literally said I moved like 5 times, and nobody seemed interested in it.
I
So I
am girl
dropped it.
bossing, and if I claimed that this was because of a disability, you would leave me alone. So you know what? This is because of an undiagnosed disability that you're not allowed
Right.
beep boops to tell me
Okay.
whether or not it's real.
It's an EDS thing. I get it.
I'm sorry, Alayna.
No, you don't have to be sorry. It's like I feel excited that you feel excited now.
Oh, you're insufferable. Oh my God. I'm excited that you're excited now.
No,
You weren't excited before, but now that you are excited, I'm excited.
No, I was.
You are such a pain in the ass to fight with someone like you.
Ashley,
you are
listen.
such a pain in the ass.
When you initially said it, I lit up inside. I felt a spark. I was excited. I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited that she loves my new space, and I am excited because I also love it. Next thought to enter my mind. I was here the past couple of weeks. The beep
Your
boops are going to come
office
if I don't
seems-
say anything.
Your office seems nice and big.
Thank you.
It seems bigger
Yeah, it's
than your old
Yeah, it
office.
does seem way bigger.
Yeah, it's like it's a room. It's a whole room. The last place we lived in, the office was like, it was like a den. Like it fit my desk, and
Yeah.
that was kind of it. So it's really exciting to have
And are you going to have
Space.
clients on that couch or what's happening there?
Whoa.
No.
Oh.
Good question.
So
but
then what's
no,
the
I
point of the
won't
couch?
it's actually a pull-out couch. It pulls out into a
Nice.
bed.
Yeah,
nice.
that
So
would
this can
actually
double
be
as
fucking
a-
weird if you had clients at your house.
That's exactly,
Yeah.
Like this is, I wish that there was no danger and people weren't
That's
unpredictable.
terrifying to
And,
think about.
you know? Yeah, like I wish we could just trust everybody because I would love to see clients.
I'd love to hear the stats on people killing their therapists.
I'll look it up.
Interesting question. Let's dive in. Let's do it. I used to see a therapist, I'm going to say like 7 years ago, who saw clients like out of her house. Like she had an office space like
I think that's
attached
pretty
to her
common
house.
in New York City, actually.
Well, yeah, I guess so. But it was like a
don't-
separate space from
Yeah.
her house, and I
I
don't
think you
know.
need a really good layout. Like I
Yeah.
think you need to keep it separate from the rest of the.
Well, your odds are pretty low, but it
Yeah.
does happen. A study
think that-
found that only 11.1% of psychologist homicides were known to be committed by current or former patients.
I mean, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
The number of homicides
that's
within a
lower than
profession
your
is
spouse.
correlated with the size of that profession's workforce.
Yeah.
But also, it looks like
How many
It says
how many bosses generally are getting killed by their employees? Also, that's like another question.
between
I'd like to know.
2003 and 2020, there were 944 homicides of health professionals in the United States. So your odds are pretty low, and also that's a U.S. statistic. So are you guys less violent there?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
well that's great.
But it's more, I think it's also the combination of also doing this as a job. Like just the idea of having
Yes.
anybody that I
Yes.
don't know at my house is like
Yeah.
not super comfy. So
Wow,
I'll
saying
be
that you don't know
seeing
your clients, pretty hurtful.
Have you guys ever
I'll
had
be
a
seeing
stalker?
clients virtually, and this is the space that I'll be in when I see them virtually. But in person, for now, I'll be at my practicum site starting in April, which I got my practicum placement. So that's really
Damn, that's coming
exciting.
up
So starting end of
Congrats.
April, I'll be there. Thank you. And like, yeah, seeing clients.
I'll be sure
and
to
then after
congratulate you
that-
on the next episode as well.
And I will be so excited that you're excited.
You'll be a snarky little whore about it.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Guys, have you ever had
Whoa.
a stalker? Nobody answered my
This is the Chosen Family podcast.
Oh,
Mommy
yeah.
is a little whore.
Oh, no.
Mommy is a little whore.
No.
And
No.
she's Alayna Joy, and I am Daddy, and I pay attention perfectly, and I get everything right.
Look at the cat.
Oh.
We don't often get a face. It's usually
No, we don't. It's
the
usually
other
the
side.
butthole, yeah.
It's usually the butthole.
I'm trying to calm him down.
I'm a hot teenage brother, Mac Inchme.
Baby.
Mac is baby.
And
We have baby and mommy.
I'm
And
hot
you know the drill.
middle-aged mother,
this is every week.
Mac Inchme.
So tell your friends and donate to our fucking Patreon, you piece of shit. I'm tired. I'm out of breath.
Out of breath. No, the Patreon, it really does help. That's how we do this. And we do it every week. Still, we're in year 2, right?
Bro,
Year 2?
I think
Year 3?
it's year 3 now.
No. What
Yeah,
episode are we on?
I believe that we completed. I did the. I do.
You
do
did.
The finger,
You do
don't
the
I?
finger thing.
I put my
when you're,
finger up
like,
for real.
Seriously,
Wow.
yeah.
There's always a little
do.
truth in a joke. I think we're
That's
going
not
into
always
year
true.
3.
That's not always
except
true.
for when Ashley tells people to kill themselves.
There's
I have to
not,
blow my
that's
nose.
not entirely true.
The point of what I was thinking when I was like, wait, are we in year 2? Is that shows hit a point just generally where, things, if you don't, how do I put this? We want you to tell your friends. We want you to keep being engaged. We want to keep being interesting and exciting and fresh. And it's tough to do that sometimes when you're in year 3. So if you enjoy the show, keep reviewing it, subscribing, leaving comments, tell your friends, share it with people. That's how we're going to, be able to keep this going. There's a lot of people who can't support us through Patreon. And like, while Patreon is a huge way that we keep this going, obviously financially, it's like our job. If you can't do that, what you can do is leave comments. You can share the episodes. You can subscribe. You can like. You can do all of those free engagement things that really do help.
Yeah, they do. A viral clip only gets you so far, honestly, especially 3 years in, because a lot of the people that listen and see the viral clip are already listening. Like, it doesn't drag in a lot of new viewers, so what Alayna's saying is absolutely correct.
I hard disagree with that, but telling your friends will not hurt.
Oh my God.
I mean, I hope I'm wrong.
Oh my God. This is the dynamic of the show. This is your family dinner table.
Dana suggested that's not true at all, but
how about this? It helps me in my brain. It feels good in my brain. Even if it doesn't help in the data, it feels good in my brain.
No. I think telling people is helpful on the margins.
But I mean the comments and liking and all of that.
Oh,
is
yeah,
Guys,
yeah.
we're talking about
Feels good.
numbers. Can
Yeah,
we
let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Ashley, last week you were talking about how you had a bunch of updates and we were
I
going
have
to wait.
so many fucking updates.
What the
And because
heck?
this time it's actually been a week, we're not just being like, oh, last week you said, and then we like record right away. This has actually been a
we're in
week.
different shirts. Elena's wearing a beanie, or Ashley's wearing a beanie.
I have like not stopped thinking about your updates. So can you please tell us?
What?
I didn't think about them at all.
Are you being serious right now? Mac, thank you.
Yes.
Alayna,
You like
what
left a cliffhanger.
You couldn't stop thinking about what my updates were going to be.
Maybe
Can you give
couldn't
me an
stop
example of
thinking
what
about
that
it.
looked like?
I'm going to say that was an exaggeration. How about
Hyperbole.
this? If I'm trying to say it really like accurately, literally, I have thought about it multiple times and wondered
pretty
what
cool.
the updates were.
Wow. You guys did have kind of an intimate week for our last recording, or our last
Did we?
episode that we put out.
We did?
Yeah, that was the Alayna doppelganger episode. Sorry to bring it up again.
Oh, that was is that the last one that
Reviewing
came
that
out?
episode
Yeah.
was like a hot iron being pushed through my chest.
Oh,
Damn.
you know what, Max? Same.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I actually forgot that might have been worse for you than it was for me. It was probably great for Ashley.
I have a CPT update. I don't think it'll take too much time.
Oh?
No, tell us. We haven't had a chronic pain talk in a while.
Yeah,
Well-
you usually just go, I'm doing good.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to wait a little while until when you like have these procedures and stuff like that, they can wear off, and you don't know how well they work until. So originally I was planning to kind of wait a little while before I talked about it, and then I had a different major life thing happen. And that sort of obfuscated.
I think so.
Yeah, explain that to me.
Obfuscated. Yeah,
Yeah.
you've been
What does
like
that mean?
research. You've been research daddy on this podcast.
What the heck?
episode.
I've literally looked everything up, bro.
Yeah, but Ashley, when you were looking up numbers, and Ashley was like poking holes in our question. She was like adding.
Wait.
She was like, "Well, let's compare that to general practitioners. How many of them are murdered? How many? Is it different in Canada? Like you're asking the questions that a peer review panel would ask. Well done.
I am much smarter than most people.
Ashley, what's obfuscate mean?
Like it's clouded sort of my ability to see everything. I had a
Like
major
think of
life event.
obscure. When you
Yeah.
obscure something, obfuscate is like that way to use obscure in the sentence that Ashley said.
Yeah. So, wow. My hair is kind of amazing. That's crazy.
Glowing.
Okay, seriously,
Glowing.
today? Really?
Really? I feel totally off today. I'm not going to lie. I feel a little off.
Me too.
It's okay.
I can feel that from you, Mac.
Yeah, sorry guys.
It's okay.
Is it the hair?
No, honestly, I'm just really tired today, but it's okay. It's
You-
okay. I'm happy
Why are
to
you
be here with
tired?
guys. I just had a really late night because my football was far away
Why'd you
last
have a really late night?
Oh,
because I was
football
playing
far away.
football, you guys. What, like, seriously?
Well, Mac, you're at that age where your mommy and daddy might be concerned about something new happening in your life.
So if you ever want to talk about anything, we're here. We want
We're
you to
here.
know.
We're not going to bother you about it, but we are here if you'd like to talk to us, and it's not weird.
It's not weird. We probably have answers to the questions that you're wondering about.
I definitely have answers.
We probably have the answers. And that's not weird either.
A girl flirted with me at football yesterday.
Are you serious?
Really?
Is that real?
Are you making that up?
Yeah, well,
Tell us how that went.
it was so quick because I turned around and left.
Did a girl actually flirt with you at football?
Okay, so not to toot
tell
my
us.
own horn, but factually,
There's the finger again. There's the
factually,
finger
I
again.
did have 4 interceptions and 2 touchdowns last night.
Holy shit.
Just based on the data.
No wonder you're tired.
And somebody might have thrown a nice hands at me. But then I
What's
left.
that
nice
mean?
hands?
What does that mean?
She was like, nice hands.
Oh, she said that.
Yes.
In the okay, but
I
was
said
she on?
thanks, and then I left. No, this was after the game.
And this is somebody on your team, somebody on a different team?
No, I've never seen this girl before in my life. This is when I was
She
like
was just
leaving.
watching?
There were a lot of people watching. There were a lot of people
up.
there.
Shut
No, like there's a
up.
lot of different teams there. There's like 6 different teams, and there's like
Oh,
different
okay,
leagues
okay.
playing. So the full the stadium has a lot of just general people.
Max Club Flag Football League is kind of a big deal, actually.
I don't know if you've heard. I was
Club-
MVP last season.
Yep.
Yeah,
Club
it's
Flag
kind
Football,
of
big
kind
in
of
LA.
a big deal. Yeah.
I like the
Yeah,
idea of like
it
these
actually
fucking
is.
weirdos from TikTok going to watch Mac play flag football.
Ew! Don't say that. I'll never go again. Why would you say that?
You're very modest, but you were like last time. I don't think people really know who I am. I was like, every single person
Actually,
knows who
yes.
you
Had
are.
this
There. Literally
conversation
every single
before.
person.
I'm not
They
making
do.
videos like I was in 2021, dude.
They remember them, Mac.
They
That's when they
know.
all
They
came
don't.
out of the closet.
I don't remember them.
Yeah, that's how it works. Welcome to social media.
Anyways, Denny, cut this.
so-
I'm embarrassed.
No, so she came up to you after and just said, nice hands?
It was like a casual. I was walking to leave the stadium. Nice hands.
She had a really high voice like that.
No, and I shouldn't have done that to her. Why do I? Okay, that's
Be
actually
respectful, son.
You're right. She was like, like nice hands. Why does she sound like Trump?
Your hands. You
They're
have the
great,
nicest
they're
hands.
nice.
You should stop using them to finger. Maybe give a hand job, but the hands are nice. You got nice hands. I wish they weren't gay.
Oh,
Okay, let's move on.
I can't do the Trump anymore.
So, Ashley, talk about what are you talking about?
Well, wait, so she flirted. Did you tell your girlfriend?
Yeah, I told her.
And I'm sure she didn't care at all. I feel like
No, she thought it was
you
hot.
are like hyper
Yeah.
vigilant about like people even like giving you a flutter of an eyelash. Even it's the wind, but you're like, that woman's trying to fuck me. I feel like you have hyper
But not because she knows me from TikTok.
vigilance. Right, exactly. Why are all these women and your girlfriend probably doesn't care even in the slightest.
No, she thinks it's hot. Like, she's into it. I love hearing about people flirt with her, too. It's like the same thing. I just get nervous. That's why I leave, because it makes
Yeah.
me nervous.
Yeah, it's not
And
like
I
a
don't wanna be
boundaries
engaged.
within your
And
relationship
also,
thing.
I wouldn't engage in a conversation that started like that, because
Yeah.
that would make me more nervous, and also
Listener,
that would feel inappropriate to me.
Engage me. I don't even have to catch a football. Just come up and tell me my hands are nice. That would be awesome. And I will engage you on it. Alayna, do you have like I don't know if I'm allowed to ask this question because your guys' relationships aren't open because you're fucking prudes. But
Wow, that's a real switch up from what you were calling me at the top of the episode. I've gone the
you
full
are
spectrum
both.
today.
You are everything. You contain multitudes.
Oh my god.
That's the dirty talk at the end of it. Neither prude nor whore, but the lesbian dirty
But
talk
both.
is you contain multitudes. Do you feel like there's an appropriate level of flirting that can happen?
Yeah.
Wait,
yeah, and I think
I need context for this. Like, what are you talking about?
Like if a girl came
like-
up to Alayna after bouldering and was like, "Nice hands."
Oh, yeah,
oh
Alayna.
wow, what would I? Oh, that's interesting.
Which has definitely happened.
No, definitely not.
That's crazy.
The good news is this is so hypothetical because 99% of lesbians would never make a move. They will never make a move.
I talk to a lot of people at the climbing gym, but it always feels very friendly. Like none of it feels flirty. I think, the question of appropriate flirting, we've talked about this before, because like it's going to be different for every relationship. Right?
I think so.
Everyone, think about your own relationship and have those conversations. But for me, I think it's like the understanding that as like both parties need to know in all interactions that nothing is coming of this. So I think we've talked about
that's
this.
that's what you said the last time we talked about it. I remember.
Yeah,
that.
so it's like, cause I feel the same, Mac, that like the idea of somebody flirting with my girlfriend, or like I think the same for her with somebody flirting with me, like it's fun, it's exciting, it's positive.
Like I'd flirt with
thing.
you too, honestly.
I also think there's like a certain limit of exchanges probably
Mac,
too,
you would?
right?
Not you, no.
Like one or two.
Alayna, I'm talking about my girlfriend. Oh my god.
First you invite me back to your studio and now this? Mac.
Stop. Oh my god, please stop. I hate that bit. Ashley wasn't even here for that bit.
I know.
I watched it. You guys, I hate your episodes without me. I hate them.
So don't watch them then.
Yeah,
You know
actually,
what?
so do we.
I won't watch it.
for
I'm just messing
yourself.
around. There just not a lot happens.
That's true.
That's actually worse than you just being like, I just don't like the episodes.
You're like, I like them, but they're objectively bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but I'm gonna get some beep boop for that.
No. Oh my god. Shut up. They're objectively more boring than the episodes where all three of us
okay.
are together. We
No.
started the podcast with all three of us together for a reason,
They're
because we wanted to
objectively
bump off
lower
that chemistry.
energy. Let's
Yeah,
not
they're
say they're
lower
objectively
energy. Sure, there you
more
go.
boring. They're just objectively like taken down.
So
a
if you
notch, 'cause
disagree, then you disagree with all three of us, not just Ashley.
you're
They don't
outnumbered.
care.
Yeah.
There were people in the comments being like, "Oh wow, like glad she's gone." Like it's
No,
like
what the
crazy how
fuck?
it's crazy how mean they are to me.
on the episodes of me and Alayna?
No
Yeah.
way. No
Can
way.
we just like delete that?
When I look
Whatever.
at the
That's so
comments,
fucked
all
up.
I see is either you see a lot of, wow, Mac is killing it this episode.
Yeah, you see a lot of that.
A lot of that.
Which is
And
a
then
little
a lot
bit
of like, and then a lot of love
It's
for
almost
Ashley.
like she's always
Like,
killing
that's-
it. Why are you surprised?
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you guys didn't get it, I'm kind of hilarious.
It's true. It's true. Okay.
Wait, can I talk about my chronic
Updates.
pain?
Yes, exactly.
Also, you guys
So-
have made me so much funnier. Okay, go ahead.
That's really sweet.
it was all you, Mac. It was all you.
No, it
You
wasn't.
hadn't decided to the entire
we
time.
provided the
Funny.
container.
But you're practicing. You're practicing
guys-
every week.
You guys
Like,
have
it makes
brought out my
sense.
inner jokester.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Aw, oh, I
That's
like
very
that.
sweet.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Damn, that was supposed to be a joke.
CPT.
So a year and a half ago,
yeah.
because I had a shot in my hip, a platelet-rich plasma injection. It's not supported by my insurance. I paid out of pocket. I paid $1,500. And I was really concerned about whether or not, because the doctor was like, this might help forever. It might help for 6 months. It might help for a year. Like, you don't really know how long it's going to help. And I got the shot, and at first I was really nervous because I was still having pain, but it takes time to kick in, because the way that it works is it injects all of these platelets to the area that you've hurt, and the platelets naturally gravitate towards the pain region to heal that region. So, and then what it does is are you Googling this, Alayna? What's going on?
I'm asking for questions in the Discord.
Oh my God.
Okay, sorry.
I'm glad this happened with me and not one of your clients.
Wow.
Okay, when am I going to be with a client and need to ask for
I
questions
don't know.
in the Discord?
You have a lot of shit going on, Alayna. You have so much going on.
It's true. It's true. No, what I'm doing here is for us.
Okay.
Please continue.
So you better mute yourself so I don't hear that clickety clack. You thought you could hide it from me. I'm an audience interaction expert, Alayna. I can see everyone's focus level in the fucking room. You think I don't know? Okay. Alayna's like miming, typing really big. Okay.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. We often hear about the red flags we should avoid, but what if we focus more on looking for green flags in friends and partners? My relationship green flags include being reliable, trustworthy, and listening to the Chosen Family podcast. Okay, and also listening to Ashley's other podcast that shall not be named. But if you're not sure what your green flags look like, therapy can help you identify them. I've talked on the podcast before about having trouble finding a therapist I click with and feel comfortable around. This can be really stressful, and it makes the process of getting into therapy even more complicated and overwhelming. Something I love about BetterHelp is how easy it is to switch therapists anytime, and it doesn't cost anything extra. Taking the stress out of finding someone I click with makes for one less mental hurdle to get myself to stay committed to therapy. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Access a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties, and easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. Discover your relationship green flags with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/chosenfamily today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/chosenfamily.
Well, let me just clarify. They take your blood, they put it in a centrifuge, and they separate the platelets from the rest of the blood, and then they inject those platelets into the pain area, which then starts healing it, but also sends a signal to your body to heal that area as well. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So over several weeks, your body is healing it naturally beyond the platelets that you just got injected into you. So it can take several weeks to start healing. The first month I didn't have healing, and I was like kind of sad, and I was like, okay, maybe this isn't going to work for me. But then in the second month I started to heal, and then I was experiencing no pain in that area for a really, really long time. I had no pain.
Wow.
And then recently I started doing a leg day, which is something that I could never do when I was in pain, and to
Mac,
the point
you got
where
nothing to add?
What's
Nothing
that?
to add to that?
Oh, I just didn't want to interrupt, but go off,
Just
bro.
Ashley
The
just
games
said
are going
leg
crazy.
day, and Mac has said no.
Yeah, but
comments,
Ashley's been
which
like
is
gym broing
crazy.
us a little bit, so I'm like kind of. Me and Ashley are like gym bros now, low key.
Yeah,
like,
so I can't believe you didn't jump in at leg day.
As you
That's
guys
gym
know,
bro. That's gym bro.
What do
candy.
you want me to like? Like, you want me to pull out a protein shaker and like make the little noise?
yes, that's
Yeah.
actually
What do you
exactly
want?
what we want.
That's what I was waiting for. Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, before when I would go to PT, this is why PT didn't work for me. And this is crazy. I've only heard one doctor talk about this. It was actually in response to the Luigi Mangione stuff. He, like, a lot of doctors don't acknowledge, and I don't think PT acknowledges, that sometimes a client is in so much pain that while PT should be the first thing that they do to address their problems, they can't. Because when they do the exercises, it flares them up to a point of total disability, which is something that I was dealing with while I was in PT. I would go to PT, I would flare, I wouldn't sleep for 3 or 4 days, and I had to make a choice between PT and like living a normal life. So it's like, do I want a little bit of pain, or I want like a lot of pain? And I couldn't recover. And I think it's just like hard to be told, oh, just do PT when you're literally in so much pain that you can't like do PT. And I don't acknowledge that PT, I acknowledge that PT works for most people. Like, it's the correct thing to do. You should do it. But now that I have the shot, I am now able to do a lot of the exercises on leg day that I was not able to do in PT for 2 or 3 years. I mean, I was doing PT for years.
So it's like working.
It's working. Like, I can do squats. I can do like lateral squats. Those were things that I couldn't do without causing pain so bad in my body that I wouldn't sleep for days. Like, it has been a total game changer. I still have other problems, like my wrist will flare, my ankle will flare. My ankle's flaring right now, but like these are smaller, more manageable flares. that I can usually address with rest. And now I'm like, oh, like if it gets really bad, I can go and get my shot. And like it will probably, I feel like confident that it'll probably work. But I just want to put it out there for people who are maybe who are hypermobile and maybe spending a lot of time and money and wondering why PT isn't working for them. You have like a thing that a lot of physical therapists don't even really know about, sadly, or maybe the good ones know and the medium ones don't. Or maybe you don't know that you have this problem, so you can't even like tell them. That's like another issue. I mean, mine was so bad that my PT, my physical therapist, whom I loved, and this is actually why I stopped seeing her, she suggested to me that on a subconscious level, I wanted to be in pain.
Yeah,
you told us that. Yeah, like, that was shocking.
That was devastating. And this is the type of woman that I think would be so ashamed hearing this back. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
she's not
absolutely.
stupid.
Yeah.
She's not ill-informed. She was just like at a total loss for why I wasn't getting better.
Yeah.
And now that I'm getting better, I'm like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Luigi Mangione shot a guy because of his pain, fuck you. So, like...
Wait, so if the PT doesn't improve some people's conditions, whether the PT is aware of the fact that they have a disability or not, why is it that they're continuing to take them through the motions? Like for you, example,
because PT works. We know
is
the
there
data
like a
shows like it
threshold you're
works for
supposed
most
to get
people.
over?
Like I think a lot of them just don't understand because they don't have any like reference point. I think some of them are like, oh, maybe they're sore. You know, a lot of us, we underplay how much pain we're in.
Yeah.
Oh, a little pain is okay. Like, but I definitely couldn't express to people like in a way that they understood how bad my pain was. Like, I think really Jen was the only person who got it because she like saw me awake, stretching in the middle of the night, like rolling on a ball, like putting creams on. But like, if you, I just want to say, like, if you have been in pain for years, consult a doctor about PRP, no matter what it costs, because I know that's like a privileged thing to say, but if you look at your medical expenses long term, I can almost guarantee you that your PT has cost you more than this shot. So maybe it's time to be like, okay, I'm going to stop all of this. I'm going to save up for a platelet-rich plasma injection. You know, it is covered by insurance in some states, but I think in Washington it's covered, but in most states it's not. But go to Europe. I don't know. But it is it was a miracle. It was like a lifesaver for me.
Wow. I'm so glad it's working.
Being in a program, like in a psychology program where we're learning about counseling, we're learning about all of these different things, there is still, it's like, it's twofold. There's this old school kind of mentality that if someone's not getting better, people who are just listening, my face is very skeptical here. Like, people who aren't getting better are somehow resistant, or like quote unquote air quotes resistant, or like there's something blocking them inside that's like not letting them, they're just, it's this roundabout way of like blaming the client. Like your PT was saying there's some subconscious reason that like you want to be in pain. That's a belief that's still held in a lot of circles.
But I do think that's not entirely wrong.
Well,
I feel
so then that's the other, when I say there's two parts, the other piece of it is that we are also learning that a lot of somatic symptoms, a lot of physical expressions of pain or like gut health, whatever it is, our mental health impacts our physical health. And that's true. So as somebody who's studying to be a practitioner, to be a clinician, I'm listening to you speak and I'm asking myself, how do you find that balance between recognizing that there are physical expressions of psychological struggle and recognizing, or like, and knowing that sometimes the thing that you are offering is just not right for this client.
Yeah.
Like in your case, you needed, this was a physical, like this was not, more PT. Oh, you need therapy.
Unknowns,
it was
right. Like that's like the worst kind of thing to deal with any expertise is the unknown. And I think as Americans, you know, we opted for the sort of unknown of recently. Like we strayed away from a president that was largely ineffective in a way we understood to a president that we didn't quite understand how he was going to be ineffective because we wanted the opportunity to just change something. But like it's very powerful, the unknown, like not you don't know what it is. But I think there is a better way to There's a much better way to interact with a client of any kind.
Of course. Well, the thing that I'm kind of coming to is almost what I kind of keep coming back to whenever I bump up against a question like this, when I think about working with somebody, is transparency. And so I think that maybe the answer is to just say, hey, there's sometimes things that are happening internally, mentally, emotionally, that can have an impact on our physical health. And maybe that's something that's happening here. And sometimes what I'm doing is just not helpful or just not right. And like, let's figure that out together.
And offering both. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
'Cause like, yeah, I mean, it was such a rough day when she said that to me. I went home and I cried. Yeah. I cried so hard because
you want to get better so bad.
I even exposed this to her. I was like, I've been in therapy my whole life. I've had active discussions about self-sabotage, self-ruin.
Yeah.
You are not talking to a person who is unfamiliar with that.
Yeah.
You know, like, and like to hear back that I wouldn't be able to recognize that in myself was so tough. Really tough.
It's such a clear pattern. And what you're saying is so important to everybody who's listening and is experiencing something similar and is like, what's wrong with me? Like, why can't I do this? Why can't I get better? And people are telling you just try harder. Like for you, there was such a clear pattern of you're trying to do these exercises. That's putting you in so much pain that you can't function. You know, that's not your subconscious being like, well, actually, we just like don't want to do the exercises.
I mean, yeah, exactly. It's like, no, I'm doing the exercises. Hold on. I clipped this to my finger and it hurts. Speaking of hurting yourself.
I think you just subconsciously want to be in pain, Ashley.
Speaking of self-sabotage.
Well, what I was going to say was like, and then just to come back around, the reason I am better is because I was relentless.
Yes.
Like, I do think like you can get out of it. Like you don't let it defeat you. A try harder is such a funny phrase because on the one hand, it's sort of insulting what you've already done. But on the other hand, we do live in an unfair system. You do have a disadvantage and you are going to have to put more work in than regular people. And it will be harder and you do need to try harder. Like it's a horrible double-edged sword and bad in both directions. But I just like want to clarify to people what I'm saying by this. I mean, what I'm trying to say is like, if you are dealing with this, you can continue to go to doctors. It will be hard, but you can find one. I mean, finding one who really listened to me was the reason I feel better.
Yeah.
He was probably the 5th or 6th, maybe 7th doctor I saw. Like, and he also, by the way, with one piece of my pain, he actually did exactly what you just said, Alayna. He was like, this one, I actually don't think I know the answer. So you might have to consult another doctor. And like, what a great sign that he, you know, it made me angry at the time, but like recognizing that when he could help, he did. And when he didn't have the answers, he was transparent, you know, like,
that's better than hearing that you're making it up in your head to sabotage.
Totally.
Yeah.
So I just want to say, like, sometimes it's this weird thing. People are trying to help you when they tell you not to give up sometimes, you know, and I just want to say I'm offering out this success story months later because I wanted to make sure that it was real. And now that I know that it really helped me so much, I think you guys should, if you have chronic pain, you should look into it.
Okay, you're totally skipping like the most important part of this entire story.
You
You guys probably don't know this, but Ashley is jacked. Ashley is low-key getting jacked, and you guys have no fucking idea about it. But it's
Oh my God, you guys have
happening.
no
I'm
idea. She's always
not.
wearing these baggy
Yes, you
sweaters.
are, bro.
You don't even see those arms. You don't let those arms out.
You don't let the
those
arms
arms
out.
breathe.
Stop it.
You don't let them breathe. Give them some air.
Stop it.
Oh my God, wait, Alayna, keep going. You're doing it better than me.
Maybe I can do next time we record, I can do an arm day before so that I can bring them out.
Oh my God.
That sounds
okay. So
we could.
you guys
That
are gonna
could
want to watch
be.
that one.
This could be like the yoked episode. We could all do a workout before we come on.
Yeah, but you guys
Black
are so
tank
much
tops all
better shape
around.
than me.
You had a what is that called? A shoulder. What's the shoulder muscle called? The deltoid? Delt?
What are you talking
Is that
about?
what that's called? In the
don't know.
picture she sent us, she had there was like a.
Oh yeah, the cap shoulder.
Is that what's that called? Delt?
Yeah, your
Yeah,
deltoid.
but I don't have that, like,
Yeah.
I think it
Actually,
might have been just
we
a shadow.
literally saw cap shoulder and also bicep separation.
Yeah. Bicep separation.
But don't you guys have that?
Those bis were sept. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but like that doesn't mean that you don't have it.
Yeah, all day long, yeah. My,
Yeah, like,
my
I mean,
muscles,
duh, like,
it's
I was
funny
born
to
with
watch
that,
yourself. It's funny to watch yourself because you don't know like what shape your muscles are gonna be. You know, like you don't really know. Even if you
Yeah.
like try to make them more lean, I'm kind of a thick boy. Like
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go on.
they're not like long and lean the way Jen's are. Like Jen has these like long,
Yeah.
lean.
Yes. No, it's so genetic.
Interesting.
Mine
oh my
are,
God,
like,
we're
really
touching on such another
thick
important
boys.
thing. Like we should answer a question, but like just quick, that's such an important point is like training your body to try to make it look a certain way. It can only do so much. Like there can be, yeah, sure, there can be little things you can train to like make changes if that's important to you to have whatever certain body thing, but also genetics, like the size of our rib cage, the width, the broadness of our shoulders, the way that our muscles respond, like it's so genetic. And some people are just lucky in the sense that they have something that's, you know, been societally deemed as
Or
better.
what they want. There's something fun
Yeah,
about
and then they'll
leaning
sell
in.
you their fitness plan.
There's something fun about leaning into what you have, you know?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
well,
we should
you know
do
what's
a
not
quick
genetic?
question.
Confidence.
I
But
don't
you're
know
gonna
if
say our
that's true.
Patreon.
You think confidence is genetic?
I don't know.
Really? Wait, that's
Don't you
really
think there's probably
interesting.
some things that like
I think if you are one of the people Elena's talking about where you come out of the womb and you fit all the beauty standards in America, then yeah, it's probably more likely that you have
I certainly
confidence because
don't,
of your
and I am
genetics.
very confident.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. That's my point. Confidence, I don't think it's necessarily genetic. I think that you are a really smart person and you've done a lot with your life and you have a lot to be confident about, so you're confident. But
that's
that's,
very
not
sweet.
genetic. That's like you built that.
I was confident before I accomplished anything.
Of course you were.
I did not earn this.
It was part of the equation. I'm trying to find a quick question from our private Discord, which is where we get all of our questions. How do you ask a question? Patreon.com/chosenfamilypodcast. Okay, question from our Discord. What's an object you have that has special meaning to you? What gives it that meaning? I have
a
lots.
baseball glove that my dad gave me when I was a kid. Mm-hmm. I like that.
Oh,
That's
reminds
really
me of
sweet and
simple
kind
times.
of gay a little bit.
You think?
Oh yeah,
In
you
a
got
good way.
baseball. Oh yeah, that's a little gay.
Yeah, okay. That's a little gay. I don't get this whole like, I'm conservative, I want my daughter to be a woman of God and blah, blah, blah. But then like raises me like a boy.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
well, he feels both maybe.
And it
Maybe
turns
there's
into
a part of him
subconscious-
that does
Subconscious
acknowledge who
pulls
you
to
are.
explore.
Anyway, go on, guys. What are your objects?
Why is it important to you, Mac?
Oh, well, honestly, it's the first thing that I thought of around my apartment. There are lots of objects here that are important to me. I would say that none of them are more important than the others, probably. But that was the first one that I saw. And it's because he gave it to me when I was a kid, and we used to play sports together all the time. But that was also before I got put, like, in sports, like, teams. So it wasn't stressful. It was just fun.
Childhood nostalgia.
Yeah, that. Yeah. Okay.
Ashley, do you have one that comes to mind?
I have so many.
I know, me too.
That's what I'm saying. This is like an impossible question.
I literally, I'm in my office right now where I keep a lot of those objects. And a lot of them are to remind me of times where I felt accomplished at a specific point in my life, to remind me, like, look how happy you were with much less.
Oh,
Look how proud of yourself you were for doing this thing that you would now not be proud of for what, you know what I mean? Like, a lot of it is
yeah, that's interesting.
humility and bringing you back to something. Oh, I do have one object, but if I have a badge from my dad's his like company. So my dad started his own company, and my ex-girlfriend, probably the nicest thing that she ever did for me, and one of the only things that I keep from that relationship. She had it like framed in this nice way, and it has his name on it. And if you knew the type of industry he worked in, it's not like a plasticky feel. It's very like old school. It's nice. Like, it has a vintage quality to it. It's not like some plastic lanyard, but it's like engraved, you know, and she had it framed for me. And something that I am so sad that I don't get to share with my dad is my oh God, this is going to turn into such a brocast. My entrepreneurial spirit and my provider attitude.
Not gonna call you out for it right now, honestly.
But
No, we're gonna let you have that one.
In times of feeling like lost, I think, if he were alive, we could have shared this together. Like, we could have, he could have been a person that I might have been able to go to and say, did you ever struggle? Did you ever lose everything? Did you ever, oh man, I'm really dominating this episode. So, sorry guys.
Okay.
But
You don't have to apologize. You don't have to apologize. That's what we're doing here.
I think sometimes when you're really ambitious, people think that that there's some void in your heart or whatever, or like that it's vanity in some way, or like some insatiable hole inside of you. And for me, part of my connection to ambition is my relationship with my father. And it's not some endless thing. It's a celebration of the part of him that I have inside of me. So that's a really special object that I have.
That was really sweet.
Don't know how you're going to top that, you fucking piece of shit.
Yeah, well.
I can't. I don't think I want to top it. If we're going on a dad theme, and it's in the cupboard over here, but like buried away, so I can't grab it. My dad gave both me and my sister, when we were born, like this like stuffed rabbit thing. Like we each have a different one, but I still have my little yellow stuffed rabbit that my dad gave me when I was born. So that's special. But I don't know. I feel like I have, like, I have a very, I can be very sentimental. So like pretty much everything has some sort of sentimental value. Like every item that I keep holds some meaning to me. Like, of course I have Kitan's ashes up there, you know, I have a photo, but I don't know, a typewriter I've had since I was it's everything has meaning in a way. I like the idea of having something though that like serves as a specific reminder. I don't feel like I have that, and I think that's an interesting.
I like photos for that.
Yeah, photos, something to remind you of your, like almost like a values reminder. Like it's something that, an object that you could look at that like reminds you of what's important to you. I think is a good idea. I like that.
Yeah. Because every time I see a photo from an old experience or moment or something, if I genuinely think back to that moment and I think about things that were bothering me or that I was struggling with, it's not the first thing that I see when I look at the picture. I only think of the good stuff that was associated with that from the photo. I love photo albums. I have a lot of them.
And if you accumulate too much clutter, this is something I do often. You take a photo of the thing that reminds you, maybe you don't need this anymore. Maybe it served its purpose, but you want to hang on to it in some way. You can take a photo of it before you donate it or whatever you're going to do with it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's wrap
What an
this
episode.
up.
What
Sorry.
an episode.
What an
What do we have for dinner?
I think Daddy put food on the table, and whatever
I
it
was
is, you ate
thinking
it.
that. Dad made dinner. Dad made dinner tonight.
Okay,
What
I'm
did
down
Dad
for
make?
that.
My dad used to do
Grill.
macaroni and
Dad
cheese
made
with
I
hot
made
dogs in it.
impossible sausages for leg day.
Okay. Ashley's back. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Chosen Family is a Forever Dog production, hosted by Ashley Gavin, Alayna Joy, and Mac and Jimmy. Edited by Danny Jewell, executive produced by Zoe Applebaum. Forever Dog Productions is Joe Cilio, Alex Ramsey, and Brett Bellum.